You need some rest time that you're not actively resting. Your rest time is like, I'm going to rest today. So I'm going to journal for 35 minutes and then I'm going to do my self-care therapy. And then I'm going to take a bubble bath where I read a book and I'm going to do my mask.
That's actually what I did yesterday.
And then I'm like,
oh my God,
what part of resting was that? Like, what about just like not doing anything?
That's literally what you just described.
Let me move my mic up. How much do you love our technologically challenged issues?
Oh my goodness. It is exhausting. I will say, anyone that is starting a podcast.
Don't.
No, I'm kidding. No, it like the technical, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty tech savvy for the most part.
Same.
This
I can figure most things out.
is like beyond my scope of.
So welcome to Femme Formula.
I know.
We battle technologically challenged issues. Technologically challenged?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's been a tough go, I think.
We're here.
Yeah.
How what's your week?
It was good. Did a lot of like stuff at home and got the house in order, which, you know, I feel like we
All
always
the spring cleaning.
struggle with. Oh my gosh, yes. Did a lot of like journaling, trying to figure out, okay, because I've been trying to really hone in on routines and like what habits do I want to, you know, kind of
You're so good
weed
with all
out
that.
or I feel like it's like I'm not ever content with like, you know, like my routines. And so I'm always looking to like amp them up. But
I have no routine.
I mean, but I feel like it's because I'm a control freak. And so I feel like it's because I'm like, it's the one thing that I have for myself. But
I need routines. I actually thrive off of them. I think that's like a
same
ADHD personality. Like you really do thrive off of like kind of organized chaos. But like, but also, I mean, I love to know like what to expect for the most part. But I struggle with that. Like I don't even have a regular day I do laundry. Like people are like, oh, Monday's always my laundry day. And I'm like, I do laundry like 6 days a week. Yeah. So it doesn't ever feel like it's done. Yes. Which also never feels like it's like a never ending bitterness of laundry. Yeah. But yeah, like growing up, it was like we did laundry on certain days, but we don't have that like opportunity because the boys will play like 3 games in a week and then they're like, wash my pants. I need this. And I'm like,
it's so interesting that you say that because JB was talking about why don't you just do a little bit at a time instead of doing like one big laundry day. But I feel like then it would stress me out because it's just never ending and you never can see the completion of.
I have a life goal, and that is to make enough money off of either OnlyFans or this podcast to buy the washer and dryer machine that they have that is like a 2-in-1.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah. So it like washes, does a whole complete cycle, and then it turns into like the dryer part. I don't know how it works. It's just like,
so
to me, I want one of those.
Yeah.
So then I can have some type of regular like schedule. Like, okay, I'm going to do like, maybe my laundry is on Monday mornings and I get everyone's laundry done and it feels like it's done.
Yeah.
But then all their sports stuff can go into like a separate room.
Right.
Like your wash dry stuff, put it in there.
Right.
For your next game.
Exactly.
Or like Kenny's work stuff.
Yeah.
I watch Kenny changes like 8 times a day too. So, you know. And then I'm over here like I've worn the same pajamas for like a week.
I feel like I wear the same black leggings and sports bra and like t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Like
Rowan always calls me out for it because I'm like, you wore that shirt Monday. And he'll be like, you've been wearing that for 4 days. And I'm like, this is the morning time. No one has seen me.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Different.
Exactly. That's
I
so
love
funny.
being a little homeless. It's
oh
fun.
my gosh. On that note, have you ever tried Negative underwear?
Mm-mm.
The brand?
Is it a brand?
It's a brand.
Okay.
Love it.
Do they want to sponsor us? Negative
I know.
underwear?
I know. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
What is it? Like
okay,
seamless?
So it's yes, but it's like I mean, they have like bras, underwear, and stuff like that too. But they have loungewear or like pajamas. But it's called their Whipped like collection, and it's basically like super super thin, buttery soft. They have like camis, they have leggings, but I mean they're like see-through like ish, you know, right? So they're very thin, but they're like, you literally feel like you're sleeping in nothing.
Oh my gosh.
So I wore some last night and I like dropped the kids off in my PJs, right? So I threw on our Femme Formula like hoodie over it. And so
all the elementary school.
Oh my God.
Saw your honey.
So whenever, this is funny. So, well, it's not funny, but like I dropped Beckett off and he wouldn't get out of my car. So like the principal and the assistant principal come to the car and they're trying to get him out of the car. We're dealing with all of that. And I kept telling him, Bud, I can't walk you in. Like, then the whole school will see all of mommy's parts. Like I had to like really God, and he's like, buddy, I really can't. Like, I mean, it's not even like an option, like, well, then I like rush home because I have this call with my functional practitioner. And like my cleaning ladies show up, our contractor shows up, so I'm having to answer.
These leggings sound like my nightmare, honestly.
Leggings. And I'm like, have my laptop in my hand. I'm like trying to open the door, keep the dogs back, running to go sit back down so nobody can see my stuff. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, why did I wear these?
Yeah.
Like, they're so comfortable.
You like sold me at first with the material, but now I'm like, I will never buy those.
You just can't be around people.
Yeah. I'm very okay with like looking like ratchet though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like no makeup. I've got like mismatched and then I'm like, it is, I think there's like a good part of like yourself that's just like, you should be a little like undone. Yeah. Because then you can like turn it on when you feel like it, like I'll get halfway dressed or.
See, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go to bed with like this really nice matching set and I'm going to wake up so refreshed and then I literally put all my crap on.
Yeah.
And I'm like one of those reels to where it's like what your husband thinks he goes to sleep and wakes up to versus reality.
Yeah.
You got all the crap.
Yeah.
Castor oil pack, mouth tape.
It's
all
obviously
the things.
Working. You're like the creature of routine and wellness.
I'm trying routine, yes.
Calm. And I'm like, I forgot where my night guard is, so I just won't wear it and struggle with like my jaw hurting. And like I brush my teeth.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
I wash my face.
That's good.
Some people don't wash their
face.
Gotta
start there. I know.
Which is like I
learned a long time ago that is like a huge no-no.
Yeah,
yeah.
But sometimes it works for people. They're like, I never wash my face. I'm like, what?
I did see somebody one time talk about like their routine, and it was like they just took like a cotton pad with water and just
it's like Kenny like doesn't wash his
wiped
face.
it off, and I was like, how do you get like dirt and things?
Yeah,
like.
But I love a good PJ set.
I love a good PJ set. We should
shop for some good like because I keep like trying so hard to not wear like a pajama pant and like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's fine, but that's kind of like my comfort. I love that.
Yeah.
And
I like a good sweat set.
I sleep but I can't like sleep and sweat.
Really? Oh no. Man. I'm like in full-fledged sweats for the most part. And I got 3 blankets over me.
I'm the opposite. I'm in pants, but I'm
cold
like
all the time. Okay.
I just can't.
Now, okay, question. I always think about this. Can you wear shorts to bed?
I like have some cute sleep sets, but I never go for them because I don't like my knees.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't either. I can't stand my skin. I don't know. It's weird.
I do agree. So, and I have some like, who told me? We were somewhere.
Like capris?
Yeah. They're like the pajama pants, but they come up to like the capri. And I will tell you, I also hate those.
I've never seen those.
I have like Soma. We'll call you out. Soma Intimates. No, but I love that. Like, is it modal cotton fabric or whatever?
Yeah.
So it's like real soft, kind of buttery, but they make like cute sets. And I was like, okay, I'm no longer going to wear like ugly pajamas to bed. Everything should be a set. And then I got those and a lot of the pants were like a crop. And I don't know. I was like, let me try it out. And I don't reach for those either. Because it's like, to me, it's got to be a full pant.
It does. Well, not only that, I have some really, really cute. I love Lunya.
Yeah.
Love their stuff. And most of my stuff that I have from them is like the pants sets or whatever. But I love this one set that's so stinking cute and it's shorts. They're a little cheeky, I tried to wear them one night and it's just, I felt like I had a wedgie the whole time and I had to like,
Yeah.
I wake up and try to pull them out, you know, like it just was not comfortable.
I just don't like my legs touching. Is that a thing?
Well, that's, I just don't know. It's a thing.
Some people sleep like naked and they're fine with it.
And that's
I
weird.
also don't love that. I
have a friend who just wears a t-shirt.
Yeah.
No underwear, nothing. And I'm like,
my old grandparents slept naked. And I always just thought that was the weirdest. Well, yeah. And then it would be like, you can come in our room. Like, what part of like, no. But they're, you know.
There's some boundaries.
Yeah. But they've slept naked together like their whole life. Weird. Like literally like, I think they were apart like maybe 3 days, their entire 70-something year marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
They always really together, like each other.
Sleep naked.
Yeah.
Like, is there something to that? Because I don't want to sleep naked.
Maybe there is. Maybe that's how they had a really good relationship.
They had 7 kids, I think.
So well, that's probably why.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Style wise. Okay. So what do you feel? Because like, so with pajamas, for example, I mean, and also let me point out, you've never looked ratchet. Like I look like Adam Sandler homeless. Like when people are like, what is he wearing? That is me. Like hair's in a bun. The frizz is out because I haven't burned straight the curls yet from my shower. Like I look bad when I
I don't think that's
look
possible.
Rugged. But like also, does that like lean into your like, so your like pajama sets and stuff like that? Do you feel like they're still kind of more like your regular style or like neutrals like you like to have?
100%. Yeah. 100%. I think that's why I like, so negative underwear, it's all neutrals. It's like the tans, the creams, the blacks, gray. They do have a navy.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might have some color in certain things. Like I want to say I looked at their website the other day and they had like a pink or something, but same thing with Lunya. Like they're very much more.
There's like a light pink and
there's a
like
light.
that.
They have some color, but not like anything.
I love the like
super bright or anything. So I did notice Lunya started having patterns.
Okay,
which that's a new thing.
I'm loving the like theme PJs with all the stuff on. I just think they're so fun.
I only do that for like Christmas.
Yeah,
like I have like Christmas PJs, and those will be the patterns and. You know, like the tradition of wearing them on Christmas Eve kind of thing. But outside of that, it's all solid. It
needs to be like,
it's all like,
calm, cool, and collected.
Yes.
Like Jessica is.
Yes. But then I also feel like it goes back to that like mentality of wanting to feel put together all the time. And it like, I think that's partly the underlying thing. Like I want to like go to bed buy you and the most
extreme pajamas that we're gonna get matching Femme Formula pajamas that are just like so outlandish. Like maybe they'll have like
I remember you asked
penis
me,
designs on it.
Oh, that would be hilarious. I remember you asking me whenever we were looking at hats if I would ever do leopard print, and I was like, no.
Leave a vote if you want a leopard. I mean, it's so cute. It's there's
cute.
A cheetah
I think
one.
it's so. I think it's so adorable on other people, but if I just, it's like I don't
so
know
cute on you.
if I would.
I think you need to let your freak flag fly a little bit. I think you have it in you.
Hence why on every episode of Femme Formula, I'm wearing a gray top and jeans. Like I realized that the other day.
In it.
I realized I was like, I think I wore a gray tank top last time.
Yeah, but you're very
and
vibrant.
Same jeans because I like jeans. But
okay, I think we should talk about. So you brought up like because you love a good journal and like goal setting, and I think
routine,
that's so good.
Things.
Like I love that. Do you feel like okay, so do you feel like you have friends that are similar, or do you feel like you kind of are like the leader of your like goal setting, like you want to accomplish a ton of things, or like you want out of life like the absolute most?
Okay, so I do feel like I'm kind of the oddball in the sense of like my routines. I don't really think I know anybody else other than like some friends, in the wellness industry, that, I'm pretty like strict with my routines.
Yeah.
As far as like, I don't know. I mean, I know like several friends, like they, they've got goals and they want to, they strive to meet goals and to reach a certain level or whatever, pursue their passions, things like that. But within like our circle, I feel like I'm probably like the one that It's like I just have like, oh my God, she has all the things, like, and so I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say I'm the leader in it because I'm just more of the oddball that like shows up to like a weekend with like 50
you do have like
self-care tools.
I wish I had a little bit more like that though. Because I think there's an organization too to that of being like down to like, this is the vitamins I want to take. This is the supplements I want to make sure I'm getting in my body. Like there's just an intentionality with that.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have that. But then later I'll be like, man, I'm like really feeling awful.
Yeah.
Probably haven't had water in 3 days. Like it's like because I'm not as intentional.
Right.
But I do feel like I have, I had a discussion with some friends that were over, I don't even know, maybe a couple months ago. And it was just like led to this funny thing about like how much I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Like how much sometimes I feel like I'm not where I thought I would be at my age because I had so many things that I thought I would do by now. Or like when you look as a kid and you're like,
what do you think you would have?
40.
Well, 40 always felt so old.
40?
Right?
Freaking like.
But it's not.
Is it?
I refuse to like, I refuse to think that I'm old.
I not as young as I once was. However, like I don't really feel any different than I did as like a kid. Like I don't walk around feeling old. Like my kids tell me how old I am.
Yeah. Well,
and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, those wrinkles are so great or they're great. But like who I am hasn't changed. It's only gotten like better.
Yeah.
I really have loved just kind of like how I've been the last several years and diving into like, there's just so much self-assuredness and confidence and like, like I'm not looking back. But there are also things I just am like, man, when I just wanted to do so much. Like I really did. And I think I was always like, I want to do all this. And then I had a friend that was like, yeah, I don't know. Like don't really aim to do anything different. Like I like who I am. I don't have any goals. I don't have anything I want to accomplish. Like we've kind of done it all and I like it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm like, how that to me, I don't know, like it's good and it makes sense because there's a contentment there.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It feels like, man, that must feel like satisfying.
Yeah.
But to me, then I'm like, ooh, is that why like I'm always discontent? Because I'm like, and my husband made a comment like, you don't have any goals? Like Marsais can give you half of hers. She's got goals coming out her butt. Like she wants to do all this. And I'm like, there's that balance between obviously couples, but then.
Well, so it's interesting because I had a conversation like that with another friend of mine who owns a studio in Houston. And she's had her studio for 13 years. And so she's a couple years older than us. And we've had that conversation too, to where it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like there's just certain type of people that you want to constantly grow. Or constantly better yourself.
Like even if it's a book, like I'm like, ooh, I need to read more about like how my brain rewired. Like I'm intrigued by like,
which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
But I also feel like being content with where you are, and that was maybe that person's goal.
Yeah.
They've reached their goal, and so I think that's healthy too. But I'm way more like you in the sense that, I'm like, oh, this is a new online course that I can take about the pelvic floor because I've taken 5 other ones. So let's do another one because what else can I learn?
Me and the online courses, but I love it. I'm like, I want to get my master's because I just want to get it. Like, what if I want to use it one day? Like I have all these things. Want to write a book? Yeah. You want to write a book?
I know.
You want to write very different books?
I know. We've talked about books. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like all those things I think as a kid that I was like, I want to do that. Like, I guess part of me just like doesn't want to look back and be like, man, like, what if I like just would have done it?
Yeah.
Or like,
So I was reading actually our therapist's book the other day, and she made a comment about that because she was talking about how, in her book, she felt like such a failure because it took her years to write it, and it was something that, it started out really well, all the momentum, she had all the words were flowing.
And then you just get stuck.
Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, it's just like, and for months and months, it's like she literally, it's like you go through this like fraud mentality of like, who am I to think that I can actually write a book?
Who am I to start a podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we went through that.
Yeah, I know.
And so, but
I'm
like,
still like that.
I know.
Like, what's your podcast about? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing and everything. I feel like that's what I like to say. But there comes a point where you have to realize, like with our podcast as an example, we started it 6 years ago. Life happens and different things in our lives kind of prevented us, to continue moving forward. And that's okay. But if you look at like the last few months, we're back here, like that passion was still there. The drive is still there, it just wasn't the good timing then. And even, like I even like to tell myself now, even if like this doesn't hit immediately and people are like, oh, they suck.
That's fine too.
That's fine too.
No longer care because I'm 40. So good.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing is like, it's all about those little steps and knowing you can pause. It doesn't make you like, it doesn't mean you're not going to do it. It doesn't mean it's not a possibility. It just means,
but it's like
you
the striving
it.
of it. It's like, let yourself have, and again, it's like, it wasn't a trash thing. It was just more like, you realize like there's just, it's fine to have different, I don't know. I'm like, why do I want to do, what is that drive? But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like that as a kid. It was like, I wanted to do all the things. Like I wanted to just do everything.
That's pretty good. Cause I feel like mine just started as I got older.
Yeah.
Like I don't really remember feeling that as a kid.
Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, I was like, I am gonna like live in New York. I'm gonna act. I'm gonna sing. Then once I'm done with that, I'll probably like literally probably from the time I was younger than Rowan. I would write songs in the closet of my room because I was only allowed to listen to Christian music and I loved rap. And so I'd be like memorizing Usher like at 7 o'clock on the dot.
So
but then I'd be writing my own like little rap songs.
Do you want to know what I wanted to be?
Oh no, what?
A CPA. You're over here wanting to be like this really cool, like trendy, like artist and actress. And I'm like, crunching numbers. Like that, if that doesn't speak to our personalities, I don't know what does. Because
that was your aspiration.
That was
loved it.
Yeah, and legit in high school, I was like, I'm going to be a CPA, and I'm going to wear suits every day. And I'm like, oh God, thank God.
Every friendship
that
needs
did not have
the juxtaposition of someone who like maybe acts like they're on crack and the one who's like, okay, how are we going to pay for that crack?
How are we? Let's crunch the numbers real fast. Hold on. And what's so sad, oh my gosh, JB would attest to this. What's so sad is I went to school for accounting and finance, double degreed, all the things, and show nothing for it. I can't even budget like my own money.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I love numbers. I feel like I had even like college professors that were like, you could go into finance and stuff. Like it naturally kind of clicked for me for the most part. But
now I can't add
like, no.
like without a calculator.
I'm not like your company would go under. Yeah. Like do not like anytime someone's like treasure, not me.
No.
100%. No. I have no management skills with money.
Yeah.
But that's so funny. No, I mean I really did. And I think like that's what totally makes life harder though as an adult. Cause like I mean, I did home videos with my sister. Like I was like, I'm going to be somebody. Though. Like
that's so cute.
And I think that part of me feels like that would have meant I was somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it can go into like all these things I thought I would be or accomplish. And I'm like, not to take away, raising kids and the gravity of that. Because I'm so grateful to have gotten to do what I've gotten to do with them. But sometimes it's just, excuse me, especially having boys. It's like, I don't know. They're just kind of like, oh, mom doesn't do anything. And then I'm like, like I've owned a business for 13 years. I started another business in marketing. I've done like I feel like I'm a hustler and I never get any credit for it.
But I do feel like do you feel with that being said, they don't see it because they're at school. They're off doing their own like they don't see the behind the scenes. And I think
they'll see me sometimes like working on a project or something and I'm very like if I'm on my phone in front of them, maybe I'm not giving them attention or something like that. I'll be like, I need you to give me just a little bit. Look, I'm on my phone. I have to finish this. And once I'm done working, I'll get with you. Yeah. That way they're not like, oh, was mom just always scrolling Instagram or something. So I try not to do that in front of them. Or if they come in and I'm working on something, I try to show them like, oh, I'm just designing this, or I'm doing this, or, but I still just don't think they don't see, I don't know. It's like, even if they do see it, it's just different for like a woman.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, it is. It is.
So
yeah.
I don't know what the balance of that is.
I don't know, but whenever you figure it out, let me know.
My sweet friend that we had that conversation with too, she'll like randomly text like, how are your goals going along? Are you accomplishing all your goals this week? Like, no.
You're like, no, I'm still in my PJs today.
One day.
Yeah.
I want to sing again. I think that's a good goal.
I think that is a good goal.
You know,
it's so funny. On the way over here, I was listening to, is it Corey Asbury? He's like, I think he's a Christian singer.
Okay.
Corey Asbury. But he made this album that is like an acoustic version of like some cover songs, which like Don't Stop Believin', and nice. My God, like all these are like really like, I Hope You Dance, you know, all these cool songs. And so one of my goals I've always wanted to learn to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Granted, let me mind you, I don't have a musical bone in my body, but in my mind, I'm thinking like, it's the, I just want to sit there and like, you know, jam out.
Do it.
I know,
we should start a podcast band.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll both
I really don't know if people would want to hear me.
It's okay. It doesn't matter what they want, Jessica. True. It matters what you want.
But like, I literally, like in my mind, I feel like that would be so cool.
That would be so
cool.
Just
to be able to like strum out a thing. And
that's a great goal. Yeah. And honestly, like the ability
bucket list
these kids have with technology today, like to be able to just learn guitar on their phone in their home like that, you know, like everything I felt like I wanted to do was like, oh, you're gonna have to go take acting classes, and you're gonna I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, I think there probably still are, but if you think about it, like, I mean, our life and our generations have changed, and so it's like a lot of like musicians got discovered just because they were singing on their phone, you know, or like doing it in their car. I mean, you can learn anything on YouTube. Like I look up anytime I don't know how to do something, I am literally like, how to descale a coffee machine, then blah, blah, blah,
oh my
you know,
gosh,
and it's like there'll be a step-by-step video, or how do I fix this thing in my car? It'll tell me exactly what's wrong with it. I mean, so I'm like, the ability to just ask the question and say like, well, let me learn how.
Yeah.
Like our kids have that, and we need to adapt to the fact that like, if we don't know how to do something, like I really want to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Because then I want to learn French. But like, I don't practice Spanish. Like I need to download the app and start practicing and be able to order something other than a beer. I don't even drink beer.
Cerveza?
Yeah. I know that, but I don't drink beer, so I wouldn't order that.
Exactly.
I guess margarita is the same in Spanish.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
They know what I'm saying. Yeah, those are good. We need to we need to have a life list.
Yes.
You know? And then it's like all the things that like, even if they're for no one else, I think that's my thing. Is sometimes I'm like, I just want to do it for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be for like anybody.
Exactly.
It's the accomplishment of myself.
I agree. So, okay. So as far as making those habits, like, do you struggle with like, you know, keeping up with habits or creating habits and that will help you reach your goals? Or do you feel like it comes a little more, maybe some come a little more easier than others?
Yeah. When a habit is like, I have to do something that's already kind of done for me, I'm really good at maintaining. Okay. If that makes sense. So like years ago, I folded all my clothes like Marie Kondo style. Yeah. And so like every time I open my drawer, I know the expectation. And like before I put a t-shirt back, I really like to fold it that way so I can pull it like the next time I need it. Or like my closet's color coordinated. So I'll keep it like that because it's just so much easier. Yeah. But like creating that habit, or like when I'm terrible. And I think that's the thing. I can look at a space and be like, it needs to be organized. It needs to be clean. But once it's done, then I kind of like to like have but I'm bad at that too. Like the habits and creating a routine out of things that feel chaotic. Cause I'm like, I don't know. And cause it's not just me. Right. My closet's super easy
because it's yours.
Because it's just my space. Right. Whereas my home can feel like, guys, I say the same thing every single day. Like, don't leave your shoes there. And then they're like, well, your shoes are there. And I'm like, oh, like, dang it. But also there's 6 of y'all or 5 of y'all, you know, and then it's just like, I can maintain my own stuff. Right. Or even like 3 of us.
Yes.
Half.
Yes.
Half of us. Yeah. Take the baby and Kenny. And then I'm like, But the rest, like you guys have to manage it. I think that's where it's hard. It's like they'll go in the pantry and then that's when I'm like, well, it was all organized and I don't know how to keep it now.
Yeah.
Like it's a little defeating in my house.
Yes.
So maybe it's different in others.
No, I mean, I get that. I do think, because I struggle with that as well. I am a clutter freak. I hate clutter. I hate like as you look behind the scenes. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But this is how like our house is.
Yeah.
You know, to where it, like you said, it's easier whenever it's just you, or it's easier whenever it's your stuff. And so I feel like sometimes I waste a good chunk of time trying to declutter, say, the kitchen or whatever, you know, and then the kids come home from school and then their stuff is everywhere. And so it does kind of get a little taxing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I do, it's just, I did this online course one time and it was called Time Genius, and it talked about like before you go to bed, you know, do like 3 things that will kind of like you wake up
improve
to
your morning the next day.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, it was, for some odd reason, we cannot keep a freaking pillow on the couch.
Yeah.
Our dogs, the kids, I mean, literally they're just all over the floor.
Like, why?
I don't get it. I really don't understand it. So every night before I go to bed, that I want to put tidy them up, because then it's like whenever I walk into the living room, I'm like, okay. You know,
well, there's the concept of that I read, I don't know, years ago too. It was like, you're not. So for me, tidying up can feel like a punishment. Like it's before bed, I'm tired, and now I have to walk around and tidy everything. It feels like mentally, it feels like my punishment because the kids didn't do it or whatever.
Right.
And so, but the way to reframe that was, it's not the punishment for you, it's your reward for tomorrow. Yeah. Because like how good it feels when you're like, okay, if I just do it now, I'm not punishing myself. I'm rewarding myself when I wake up in the morning. Yeah. And the living room is spotless. And you're like, so good.
Exactly. But that's a really good way to think about it.
I have to trick my brain. Yeah. Because anything that feels like punishing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to go pick up after your toys and then they're going to be ruined tomorrow anyway.
It's almost like you get bitter that you're the one that's having to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, especially with like all the kids.
Yeah. And I don't want to be nagging them. I spent my whole life picking up after you. They're like, whatever.
I know.
Okay. Well, should we take a quick break?
Sure.
We have no sponsors, but if you want to sponsor us, ta-da!
Here we are.
Here's our break time.
Welcome back. We were talking about habits and routines and things like that. And so
how I have none and you have 200.
I have too many. I'm like, Kenny needs to be like, she's got a crap ton that she can give you. So I think the one thing that I'm struggling with right now, I have a solid nighttime routine. Like I started this probably like 3 years ago, to where it's like I needed that time to decompress, to then be able to go to sleep and have a good night's sleep, because you know, sleep is just so important, right? And I was going through a lot of like insomnia and just could not turn my brain off whenever I would lay down. So I do feel like I have a solid nighttime routine. My issue that I'm running into now is the morning routine. And I used to have this really good morning routine. After I would drop the kids off, I would, you know, do my skincare. I would dry brush in front of my red light therapy panel. I mean, I got all the things. And it's
I'm so worn out.
I know. It's a lot. JB's literally like, what else is there? Like, what are you doing? Like, I talked to him last night about like how I'm going to start like face taping for my wrinkles so I don't have to do Botox. And he's like, wait, what? Like, what is this?
Your face is going to be taped up, and then your mouth is going to be taped up, and then you're just going to walk into a room like,
with my Castrol pack on and all the things. And so, but it's like, I'm struggling with, like, I want to do this year, a big goal of mine and a habit I wanted to create was doing my devotional every day, you know, and we had the book, the Bible study that was just perfect. And so it helped me get into that routine of, okay, every morning I want to sit with God. I want to journal.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that gratitude journal, to where I do the little bit in the morning. I do it at night.
That one.
And it was so helpful and so good, both mentally and emotionally. But now I'm getting to the point where, I kind of need to do work at some point, and it's like,
so
I drop them off.
Do you have the capacity to wake up before them?
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I did it for a little bit to where I woke up like 45 minutes before they did. The problem is that then it was cutting into my sleep. So then it was like my sleep score, I have the Oura Ring and I'm like obsessed with all the analytics. And so then it was like my sleep score was lowering because I wasn't getting enough sleep, because now I've taken a chunk out of it to wake up earlier. In theory, I need to go to bed earlier. You know what I mean? To kind of make up for that. And that's the part that I'm struggling with, because a lot of the time I can't lay down until 9:30.
Yeah.
It takes me like a full solid probably hour to kind of wind down and all the things. So if I'm not going to bed until 10:30, 11, and I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning, it's like, well, then I'm not getting adequate sleep.
What time do they go to school?
So they go to school, and in theory, they're supposed to be there by like 7:50. We roll in around 8 a.m.
Okay. So you take them.
I do.
But they don't need to be up till probably what, 7?
Yes.
So like if you woke up at 6
yes,
and went to bed at 10:30,
yes,
that's still like a good amount of sleep, and would give you the like ability to journal with your red light mask on.
Yeah.
Do the devotional if you need to. Can you read with a red light mask on? You can, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you could put your kind of mask on in the morning. The kids are not awake. No one's bothering you. You could drink your water or your green juice. You could do your Bible study, journal for 5 to 10 minutes, and still have plenty of time to be like, good morning.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then you're not having to like
goal.
Be like 5:30 feels. Anytime you say 5 before, that's like 5:55, I'm not doing it. You say 6, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. I tried, like, JB got into this habit of like working out, like waking up early and working out upstairs. And so I did that a couple times. And I do say you feel great, right?
Yeah.
My problem is that I told him, I was like if I wake up, say 5:30, because I have to take my thyroid medicine in the morning, and you're supposed to not eat for like 30 minutes to like an hour.
Yeah.
Right. After you take it, which I don't quite understand, but whatever. Well, I have to eat before I work out.
Yeah.
So then it's like I wake up just to take my thyroid medicine. Yeah. I'm having to wait 30, 45 minutes. So then it's already like 6:15, 6:30. And then I'm trying to go upstairs and get a 30-minute workout that, I'm still trying to wake up and all the things. So that's what I told him was, I think it's a better idea. Like I wake up 6, I take my thyroid medicine. I do the devotional,
you're teaching. You're doing all these other things to get in, like those workouts, and even like a 30-minute workout after your day is already kind of set. If you've already done the things that are like filling your soul with like what you are feeling called to do, then I feel like it gives the room to be like, oh, and you know what? Like I can pop in 30 minutes or a good walk.
Yes.
And every day doesn't have to be the same. Like we have baseball.
And I struggle with that. Oh,
because I'm like, if we have baseball and you get home like super late, you're gonna feel really crappy, which means to me you'll be like a more snippy mom if you're anything like me.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, or you're just kind of like dragging. So it's like, don't punish yourself for like, you know what? I didn't do my journal that day or my devotional, but like I'm going to wake up and get a little bit extra sleep. The kids are going to get a little bit extra sleep. Yeah. We're just going to kind of reset. I'm going to work out the next day. I think that's something we just have to like adapt a little bit more with all the stages of our kids too. Because it's like, it's not always going to look the same. And that's okay. Yeah. Because I think if you set yourself up worse for failure when you're like, it has to be 6 a.m. or like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, agreed. Yeah.
And then you'll get it. I feel like then you get all that done before. I think I can get so much more done before the kids wake up, but I have a hard time. Like I'm not the best with, waking up early. If it's dark outside, I'm like, the sky's asleep.
Yes.
I'm asleep.
Yes.
Like I even bought the
The hatch.
Yes.
Oh, I
love it.
Yeah,
because
I
it's
love
like,
it.
I need that kind of natural, like there's a brighter light. And I'll wake up a little bit more refreshed than for some reason just waking up to just pitch. I just can't.
Exactly. I know.
But I'm very flexible. So I'm like, if I can do it really well for a season, or if I can do it really well for the majority of the time, then we'll adjust later.
Yeah, that's true. I know. I was thinking last year with my workout routine, I got to the point where it was like 1:32 p.m. I would go to the gym, and it was like a little transition from getting work done all morning.
Yeah.
Then something
Plus,
for myself.
that's typically when we all like crash after lunch. That
it
like
is.
midday
and
work of like
worked out really well. And then I would immediately from there go pick the kids up. And then it was almost like I had the energy to then do all the sports, in the evenings. And so I thought about trying to go back to that and like see if that would be something. It's just sometimes it's so stinking hard because, 1:32 comes pretty fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's the breakaway then of having to, stop what you're doing and go.
Whatever you decide with working out, that is where you
need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like every part of my soul wants to be one of those people that like, but I didn't see anyone in my family ever consistently work out.
Yeah.
Not like it's their fault. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But like, it just wasn't a part of like my lifestyle. And so it's like, I know I want that for me, especially just like, I've had so many kids now and I've like lost all this muscle I used to have. And I mean, everything I want to do to
and
like.
Just with aging and all the things.
Yeah.
Like women lose so much muscle so fast.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Once you hit your 30s, it's nuts. Like,
well, and like what used to work or like what used to not affect me at all. I'm like, oh yeah, totally different now. Like, oh my gosh. So it's like, I want that pattern, but that is where it feels impossible. And I don't know why. I'm like, why is it so hard for me to just like.
It's one, probably like you haven't found something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you try something, and it's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah. Cause
like,
I love activities.
Right.
And it's like, I don't mind.
That's
like,
still doing stuff. Like that's still
weightlifting. It's not like I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just doing it alone. Like, it's not really that fun.
Yeah.
But like.
Do like a boot camp or do like a, something. I do think that it's funny. So with my Oura ring, it picks up on activity, right?
Yeah.
And it's gotten to where it's like housework. I'm like, yes. And I'm like,
mine's ADD housework. Like it's like a couple dishes and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot the laundry.
But
and then I go get the laundry.
Body, like think about that. Like
and then nothing's done.
Sitting the whole time, like
nothing's done.
Yeah.
No, I don't love to sit a ton, but I still don't think that's like working muscles that I need to. Like,
I do think as we get older, we gotta like do like a little bit different. But
if you go back to 1:30, I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
We'll download the same apps and we'll just be like separate. You could,
we can Zoom and
then you can be like, then you'd be like, are you working out? I'll be like, yes. Are you? Okay, great.
Yes.
I think that's a good time.
I will say it is so much easier whenever you have a workout buddy, especially to get started. Especially even for me, like doing something new, like weightlifting and things like that. I almost needed a program to follow because it takes the guesswork out of, what you do once you get there. And two, it's like I needed the energy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to, because I've been working out at home a lot here lately. I haven't gone to the gym in a while. And it's almost like I miss the energy. Like I kind of push myself a little bit more. Everyone is doing the same stuff. They're there to work out. So it's almost like their energy you absorb a little bit. Yeah. To where at home, like the dogs are barking at like the Amazon guy coming for the 5th time that day, and things like that to where it's like kind of like start just going downhill. But
I do agree. I think that's a good point. I have a friend who's always like, come work out 6 a.m. Come work out with me. And I'm just like,
see, I'm not a morning workouter. I've learned that.
Like, I don't want and then when you've got someone who looks like you guys do and they're really cute and tiny and all their little workout, like I don't want to. Like I just really don't. I want to, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I do think, I used to do that ride class, I think. Yeah. But it was like
seeing that, oh God, it's so hard for me.
Well, definitely overstimulating. I feel like my sister probably feels like that. But like the energy of that going that, like because I could be like, man, I don't want to do this. I'm tired. But then it's like you're there. And I think that's the hardest thing is like putting on your clothes and going to somewhere. But then once you're there, you're like, I have no choice. I got to get on this bike. I got to do this. And then like feeding off of all the excitement and
I could totally see you
like
just like
it is fun. Yeah. I love the music and I love something fun. So I don't know. We'll get on better patterns.
I know. Have you ever read Atomic Habits?
I have it, but I have not.
Gosh.
Yeah.
You haven't read it?
No, I've heard it's like one of the
good.
Yeah, I need to get that out. I buy books, which I love, and then it's like that part of my brain that's like, read the book.
You made the first step. You bought it.
I have so many books. But I guess too, it's like, it's again probably being intentional with your schedule and just like you're such a good avid reader. My thing is like I don't love reading typically like anything fiction or anything. Like I don't get into like the storytelling. No, because one, the books that you've recommended that I've loved, like I can't put down. I shut everybody out. Yes. And then I just like want to read. And I'm like, we don't really have that schedule where I feel like, because I want to finish it. Like, and then it becomes something where I'm like, I can't read stuff like that. So then I buy all the books that have to deal with like business or your mind or how, like anything. And then I'm like, I buy all those. And then it's kind of the same thing. Like, when am I going to read?
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that because I got to the point where I realized, like, I mean, I like a lot of different genres. I kind of started with thrillers and murder mysteries and things like, I love that kind of stuff. I've always been interested in, that kind of like criminology and things. But I got to the point where I started realizing as I introduced myself to like the fantasy or what it's called, like romantasy or what, anyway. Yeah. And, like the rom-coms and all this stuff that I love those. And they're so freaking funny. Some of them are a little spicy. I sleep better whenever I read a thriller.
Yeah.
Isn't that just absurd? Like I sleep better
because I will be like, someone's coming to kill me. I can't wash my face at night.
Oh, he just murdered. Okay, night. and then with the rom-coms, I'm like, ooh, yes. Like that was so funny. That was witty, and it's like, I've realized I have to pick those books very like, I mean, I have to pick seasons.
There's probably like a reason why everyone's so into like thriller podcasts and just
it's
like
actually very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it totally is. And it like keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
It does the opposite.
I don't know why.
Like I can turn off like a drama or a rom-com and I'm like, that's so sweet. I love it. Or, ooh, I wonder what happens. Like I can kind of turn that off. As soon as something's a little scary or the more closely it feels to like could totally happen in real life. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can't turn my brain off. I used to not be able to watch CSI or whatever it was we used to watch. I think it was CSI because I would have to like, Kenny would be like asleep, snoring, and I would just be like, oh my gosh, we're going to get murdered tonight. And then I would have to go and watch like episodes of Friends, like 3 of them, just because I was like, I had to get my brain like to not think of like something.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I used to legit fall asleep to Dateline.
Yeah. So like, could Kenny. Yeah. Well, and it's the sound, like it's kind of like,
it is the monotone,
and it does become like, ooh, like Kenny used to watch Dexter.
Oh yeah.
And it would freak me out.
I mean,
so
I will
bad.
say like some of that stuff like that, a little gruesome, like that kind of stuff. But
I like literally had to be like, Friends, where's Phoebe?
Yeah.
I need laughter. Yeah.
It's probably a lot healthier for you
well,
to actually, like, I mean, laughter is
probably just how our brain processes all the, I don't know.
Yeah. That's so funny. But no, Atomic Habits is really good.
Okay.
I read it. I feel like I read it last year. And it really did help me figure out different techniques to incorporate these habits that I wanted to make.
Yeah.
I wanted to walk the dogs every day. This is the one that comes to mind. And it was trying to figure out like, okay, when do I walk them? When, like that was a goal of mine because they need it and I need it. And so it got to the point where I was like, one of the techniques that he recommends is like habit stacking. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like something that you do already, you stack it with that. So it's like that is your kind of trigger to then do the next habit that you're trying to start. And so for me, it was, I dropped the kids off at school and then I had my coffee. And so it was like, okay,
you immediately knew like what was coming next.
Yeah. So it's like I had my coffee, go walk the dogs,
and then I'd poop myself on the way.
I mean, you might do a bathroom break before you go.
No, I love that. I mean, I feel like there's so much power in all those. It's kind of like the Make Your Bed, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I mean, there's a lot to that.
I don't think I've ever read that book.
I need to read I bought it obviously, and I'm like staring at it right now. Atomic Habits. Yeah. I'm going to start it.
It's really good.
We could do a book review segment next week.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Idea. Well, because he even talks about like habits that you have that you want to break. So it's not even just creating habits. It's,
and I think there's got to be the flexibility in it, because you are good at creating habits.
Yes.
But you have a harder time. Like, I didn't get to do that day. It's okay.
And then because then you feel like you failed.
Yeah.
You know?
You did not ever.
Versus giving yourself grace.
Yeah.
That
adjusting where you need to.
Yes. Yes.
All going to be fine.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. Book review next week. Stay tuned.
All right.
You have anything to wrap up? I don't know how you wrap up a podcast. I'm like, we went out everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
I know.
Yeah. Book reviews?
Book reviews, and
let's talk more about friends. The different kinds of friends.
Yeah. I can talk. We'll do that. We'll do that next time.
I love it.
So thank you for joining us. And
create a new habit this week. Let's figure out what we're going to do.
What is your habit you're going to create? Actually read the book?
For one, open the book.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's like I really keep saying like I want to get in a better like long-term habit, not just like for a month, you know, but like I want a long-term lifestyle habit of working out.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll do activities. If you're like, you want to go play pickleball? Yep. You want to go kayak? Yep. You want to go hike? Yep. You want to work out? Nope.
But that's okay.
Unless it was like with you and you were like going to pick me up and I'd be pumped.
Ooh, maybe I have to do that. But I mean, look, there is a place in Houston that I want to try. It's called Happy Hour Pilates.
Okay.
We could totally go to that.
I want to take the Twerk It hip hop dance class in Houston.
Yes.
I have been dying to go, and it is like,
okay, let's do that.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes.
No one will ever go. They're like, no, I'm not driving to Houston. I'm like, I want to go
totally
so go.
Bad. So there's this this group on Instagram, Fly Dance Fitness or something like that.
Yes, but they're not here.
They're not here.
Yeah.
And I like signed up for their for their subscription, you know, because they have on YouTube. And definitely have done it in my kitchen with my phone up, you know, and I used to be able to dance so good. And it's like so frustrating because now I'm like, I look like I'm like,
I know,
you
same.
know,
I just do these, like my kids are like, you're so cringe, mom. And I'm like, if you only knew.
Yeah.
That
I used to get on bars and dance in front of me. Like, that was
what? You did not.
I did.
I could never imagine you.
Yeah. Whenever I met JB, that's why he's probably like, you turned into a boring person. No. Like, I love it. I would do like little competitions.
Yeah. I love it. No, I mean, let's bring it back. We're going to find a time. I've been talking about it for so long. And everyone was like, well, I don't want to look dumb. Oh my gosh,
that'd be so fun.
Like, that's the point.
I don't care.
We're going to look dumb. Like, we don't know what we're doing.
Yes, but
it's like I watch the videos and they like get down. And I'm like, yes, that's my life goal is to like
this one
spend 2 years just.
I know this one video that, or that one group or whatever, there's like a man that's got to be in his 50s. And I'm like, dang, like he's got some really good moves.
50s is young. Jessica.
It is young, but I'm like, for a man to be able to like move like that, like I'm just like
new life goal.
I want to be like him. I want to be like him.
You don't need any. I was gonna ask you. You don't need any more. You need to let yourself. You don't need any more habits.
I don't need any more habits.
We got to break you of some of the like.
I'm like, what is
control?
Yes,
you need some rest time that you're not actively resting. Your rest time is like, I'm going to rest today. So I'm going to journal for 35 minutes and then I'm going to do my self-care therapy. And then I'm going to take a bubble bath where I read a book and I'm going to do my mask.
That's actually what I did yesterday.
And then I'm like,
oh my God,
what part of resting was that? Like, what about just like not doing anything?
That's literally what you just described.
I know. Because every time you're like, I just need some me time. I need some rest. And I'll be like, totally. And then you'll be like, so I ended up doing it. And I'm like, that.
I did my sauna blanket. Yeah. I then went and worked out for an hour. And then I did
which is all good and so important
magnesium
too.
Bath.
But sometimes maybe it's
so bad.
I love it.
Okay.
Next week's on habits and book reports. Love y'all.
All right. See ya.